Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about three seemingly unconnected stories, a newspaper article, a recent newspaper article, and hopefully shed some light on whether or not things are the way they're being framed by some, because they may not be. But before we get into the stories, let's get some basic concepts set. Why does Coca-Cola rule the world? Why can you get Coca-Cola pretty much anywhere? Now, you can talk about their business practices, but that's not actually what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the fact that they have a product that people want and the infrastructure to get it there. It's really that simple when you really kind of break it down. I don't know if y'all know this, but I used to review equipment, outdoor equipment, stuff like that. Had a knife sent to me once, and when I opened the box, it was broke. That's a really bad sign. If it can't stand up to shipping, it's not going to stand up to outdoor use. Not for real. A couple months later, I wanted to do something kind of showcasing the idea that cost doesn't always equate to value in this particular industry. Because a lot of times people buy this stuff for emergencies, they never actually use it. They put it in a bag and it stays there. So I wanted to showcase that, so I wanted that particular knife because I had heard from other people that it fell apart really easily. Looked online, called around, could not find a vendor selling it. The only place I could get it was from the manufacturer, and they had recently stopped producing it because the vendors wouldn't carry it because it fell apart really easily. Makes sense. There was a beverage company, not Coca-Cola, but a lot like them. They had their own trucks and everything, and they had a deal with a company that made energy drinks. They deliver their products to the stores and all that stuff. They found out that the energy drink company was using, well, let's just say, not great ingredients. So the beverage company did the responsible thing, stopped delivering it. Makes sense. Had to write a paper once. And in order to write this paper, I had to read a pretty controversial book, somebody's diaries. I walk into this bookstore, and I know it's not going to be on the shelves, but I figured they'd order it for me. And I walk up to the desk and I ask them, and if you're familiar, if you can guess what book I'm talking about, me looking like me asking for that book definitely got some side eyes. And I asked them to order it, and they're like, no. And it wasn't even just like, no, we're not going to order that. It was kind of like, no, get out. Fair enough. They don't want to be associated with it, which makes sense because it's kind of garbage. All of that's normal. All of that is normal. Nobody that is like a right wing, the market decides type of person is going to have a problem with any of that. That's normal. Nobody's going to complain. Doesn't send up any red flags. It's normal. It's always entertaining to me to watch the market will decide people turn into straight commies the second the conversation turns to social media or their ideas. With everything else, the market decides. But when it comes to their poor ideas, well, they want welfare. They want somebody to provide the infrastructure for them. They want somebody to promote their bad ideas. That article that had the volume turned down on it by a couple of social media giants, people are framing that as if it's some form of censorship and that they're stopping criticism of Biden. Go to either one of those platforms and criticize Biden. Or better yet, look for articles that are far more critical of Biden than that one. That's probably not it. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't hold up. The idea that they're censoring it for that reason. They even allow articles talking about that article on it. Just not that article. It's interesting. Maybe it has bad ingredients. Maybe it falls apart real easily. Maybe it's garbage. Maybe they were warned that one of the people involved in getting this information had been targeted for a disinformation campaign. Because the White House knew. Why wouldn't these social media giants know? There's something specific to that article. It's not stopping criticism of Biden. Now, I know the idea is free speech and all that. Free speech means you're allowed to say whatever you want within the parameters of a healthy society. Doesn't mean that somebody has to give you a microphone or a megaphone or put you on a stage or promote your work on their platform. It's not what it means. Nobody has to provide the infrastructure for your product. That's up to you. At the end of the day, nobody owes bad ideas, bad information, a social safety net. Nobody needs to provide welfare to bad ideas. The market decided we don't want them. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.